Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of the action, adventure, video game inspired comedy Free Guy, hitting store shelves along with the A24 fantasy drama The Green Knight. A little 4K upgrade love this week with the 1993 crime thriller starring Al Pacino, Carlito's Way. A little 4K upgrade. Al Pacino love definitely goes a long way indeed. And last but certainly not least, Scream Factory is releasing a Blu-ray edition, a collector's edition Blu-ray of the 1986 Wes Craven horror cult classic, Deadly Friend. Plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody. Seriously. Oh, we are back in at Walmart. And hey, look, they're reverting back to their old ways. Yay. Oh, come on, man. You had 3 weeks of putting out new release gold, and now the second week. Oh, same old, same old. God damn, man. Oh. Walmart, what am I gonna do with you? Seriously, man. I mean, they do have Escape Room Tournament of Champions. They do have the Blu-ray digital, the DVD, and the 2-pack a week late, but they finally have it. Of course, you know this Walmart and their specialty of having releases a week after they actually come out. Yes, they're back to that same old shtick. Oh, wonderful. I mean, they do have that. They also have, they had to have this guy. They had to have more Looney Tunes LeBron love. Of course they did. The 4K, the Blu-ray, the Blu-ray digital 2-film combo pack, but they also have a 2-film DVD collection set exclusive at Walmart. So if you couldn't find your 2-pack Space Jam love in DVD, well, Walmart has your fix. And I gotta admit, I actually really do like the cover to this with the basketball and the logos on the front. It actually looks pretty cool. Space Jam deserves it, but a new legacy? Seriously? I don't know, man. This movie. Guys, I mean, you know my thoughts. I talked to you about them, and they ain't good. I mean, seriously, man, I am a nostalgic love for that first Space Jam movie, but this one really takes the goddamn cake. I mean, look, LeBron took his talents to South Beach, but stay the fuck away from Hollywood, motherfucker. Seriously, god damn, dude. You really don't want to end up like Dennis Rodman. You really don't, man. Next thing you know, you're starring in a movie with Van Damme and then Dane Cook, and it all goes down the shitter. Seriously, man. Yikes. I mean, they do have some new release love, a week late new release love, but outside of that, yeah, nothing else. The Forever Purge, Fast 9, Cruella, all the same stuff we've seen before, but as far as new, yeah, look elsewhere, guys, and I think we're gonna have to. Damn shame. Now let's give Walmart a little credit, guys, okay? Let's give them just a little tad bit of credit. Teeny bit. When they fail hard. Indeed they do, man. When they succeed at failing, god damn it, do they do a tremendous job at it. Oh, Lord. Oh, seriously, man. They were doing so good. They were on like this 3-week winning streak, and now they're back to their old ways. Just when physical media is getting really good, Walmart ends up going back to the same old shit they do every single goddamn time. When will they ever learn? Hell, when will I ever learn, guys? I mean, to be honest, I am a hopeful optimist when it comes to physical media. I'm a hopeful optimist when it comes to stores. I want the stores to succeed. I want there to be massive amounts of physical media, new releases galore, so much for the eye to see. Some places end up supplying that. Walmart, not so much, guys, not gonna lie. And this time around, yeah, we ain't seen jack shit, guys. Oh, if you're looking for week late releases, Walmart has your fix. As far as the new stuff, yeah, we're shit out of luck on this one, guys. Let's hope better for next week. God, please. They gotta get back to being their old ways soon, right? At some point? Huh? I gotta do more praying to the physical media gods, guys. But while I do that, we gotta find the new releases. So let's head out and check out what we can find. Alright, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. But before we go in, I gotta talk to you about an very interesting article that I saw from the Hollywood Reporter. More on those gosh darn streaming wars. Oh, indeed they do. They are coming fast and furious, baby. Every single week, some sort of news is popping up. And this is another one of those juicy ones worth diving into. Warner Media CEO concedes rushed rollout of HBO Max day and date plan. Let's see what this has got to say. Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar said he rushed the communication of his decision to place Warner Bros.' 2021 film slate on HBO Max, and should have taken the better part of a month to speak with the more than 170 individuals impacted by the day and date shift. I will be the first one to say, and the responsibility rests on my shoulders, that in hindsight we should have taken the better part of a month to have over 170 conversations, which is the number of participants that are in our 2021 film slate. We tried to do that in a compressed period of time, less than a week, because of course there was going to be leaks and opinions on whether we should do this or not do this. So they literally rushed this huge decision within a week. Think about that, guys. Their whole entire film slate, the day and date, theatrical and streaming, they decided this within a week. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Oh, wow. That is nuts, man. The decision quickly drew the ire of filmmakers like Christopher Nolan and Patty Jenkins, and Warner Brothers was compelled to shell out fees in the millions to placate big-name talent who were unhappy with the day and date shift. From Kilar's perspective, Warner's reaction to the fallout was successful, even as Warner Bros. Has committed to a 45-day exclusive theatrical release window for 2022. We said from the start that we were going to treat every single film as a blockbuster from an economic perspective. For participants, that we were going to be fair and generous. We were going to do the right thing. The good news is we did, and we worked our tail ends off to do that, and we're now in a very good position. Are you? When asked by Moderator about Netflix's reported $18 billion, with a B, content spent in 2021, Kilar replied that Warner Media will spend north of $18 billion both this year and next year. Take that, Netflix, you bastards. If you spend $18 billion, we'll spend more. Oh, indeed they will, because the streaming wars have begun. Oh, indeed they have, man. Think about that, man. He does say, though, that, okay, look, it was a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't have taken a week. We should have taken a month. Okay, fair enough, man. I mean, you rushed this. Now, there's two sides to every coin when you think about it. There is, guys, because on one hand, you think to yourself, okay, they really rushed this thing. I mean, this is a huge decision to make. Not only for the movies, but for the artists who created these movies, and putting them on a streaming platform along with theatrical does tend to take a little bit of air out of the tire, so to speak, of trying to make a big impact in the movie theaters. Okay, fair enough. On the other hand, we are in a pandemic, and people are not as much going to the movies as we would want them to. And there's a lot of worries over COVID and getting COVID and the fears of that. And if you can still make money and still give people the entertainment at home, why wouldn't you do it? Okay, so there's two sides to that coin. I get it. Not every decision is going to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes along the way, and there definitely was in this case. Now, it actually has, in a lot of ways, benefited HBO Max, if you really think about it. I mean, their subscriber base went up in a big, bad way. People are enjoying the content. So, it has worked out for them overall. However, we'll see where this goes in 2022, because 2021, much like 2020, was was a bit of an odd year for entertainment, for movies, etc., etc. There was a lot of shifts and changes, and who's to say that 2022 is going to be like 2020 and 2021? I think we're slowly on the shift of getting back to a sense of normalcy. It might not be the same normalcy that we're all used to from many, many years ago, but we're slowly getting back to that. And doing a 45-day theatrical window is not a bad idea. Again, it depends on the movie, because certain movies are going to sell really well in a movie theater. They're blockbuster material. But as I've said before, not every movie is blockbuster material. And it is honestly the truth, guys. I mean, yes, you're going to have the Godzilla vs. Kongs, you're going to have the Matrix movies, you're going to have that stuff. But you're going to have the small indie films that a 45-day theatrical window might not work the way it would work for a big blockbuster film. It's just not going to do it. So how do you judge it? Apparently, they're not going to do it. Everything's going to get a 45-day window. But then again, that doesn't entirely work either, because you look at a movie like Snake Eyes, okay? Snake Eyes was supposed to have a 45-day theatrical window, and they didn't make as much money in the movie theaters as they thought, so they rushed it to digital streaming a little earlier than people expected, because they didn't want people to forget about the movie. It's still fresh in people's minds. Maybe they can make a couple extra dollars on the digital, so they rushed that. Again, I think you need to do a case-by-case basis instead of just saying every film gets a 45-day theatrical window. And I think the same has to be said for day and date. You can't do everything day and date. You have to do it by a case-by-case basis. And doing that is going to take longer. It's not going to take a week. It's not going to take a month. It's going to take long discussions with the artist, with the executives, and try to figure out a path forward to get the most bang out of their buck for every single movie. That's easier said than done, guys. That's not an easy solution to do, but I think it's the right decision that these studios should make. You look at somebody like a Disney Plus, that I appreciate what Disney Plus did early on, bringing these movies to the streaming platforms, but now they're continuing to try to do that, and many people are not really taking the bait to pay the $30. So now you have to get rid of that, but you still want to promote your platform. How does it all work out exactly? There's no one fix-all solution here. There's no cure-all where every film is going to get its fair share. But this is the streaming wars. This is where we're at now. Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Peacock, Netflix, Hulu, and a hell of a lot more. You name it. We are now in a war. And these studios and these companies are battling for your hard-earned money and your hard-earned dollars. And they have to now pick and choose what is going to be seen on their platforms, what is going to get the best viability for them to make the money, not only in the movie theaters, but on the streaming platforms. And there is going to be some hard decisions to make. We're not going to always like those decisions, and sometimes they really bungle them, like what HBO Max did this year. But at the end of the day, these hard decisions have to be met, and unfortunately, these streaming platforms are too big to fail now. So in order for them to succeed, they're going to have to pull out all the stops in order to get your eyeballs on it, which means putting out movies that would have been theatrical hits on a streaming platform. I don't know how they go about it. I don't know how they make these decisions, but I appreciate the fact that they went out of their way to say, hey, look, we made a mistake. We needed to go further and take more time with this. Doing a rush job is never the right thing to do. Yes, there's going to be opinion pieces. Yes, people are going to, get things leaked, and people are going to say, hey, is this a good decision? Is this a bad decision? People are going to do that. But my thought about it, my big entire thought about it, is that at the end of the day, these are major movies that cost billions of dollars. And at the end of the day, taking a week to do it is just not the right thing. But again, we're in the streaming wars, so what do you really expect, guys? Definitely let me know about that, guys. I'm dying to know. In the meantime, there is some good releases this week. Well, Walmart has shit, but hey, maybe Target? Let's go in and find out. All right, everybody, we are in at Target, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to physical media, man. Damn, Target keeps on bringing it every single week. How is this possible? Jeez, they continue to do the Lord's work, god damn it, and I am very appreciative. That's for damn sure. Let's dive in, shall we? With the first thing I'm seeing, and that is none other than the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital, a free guy for $29.99, the Blu-ray Digital for $24.99, the DVD only for $19.99, and oh, when it comes to Target, sometimes we get some Target exclusive love, the 4K Blu-ray Digital for $34.99. Oh, look at this. This is nice. With an art edition, exclusive original design, 2 limited edition foil etched prints inside. This is cool. I mean, I do like some of the artwork here. I mean, the Blu-ray and DVD are the same. This is slightly different. I like them, but this one, oh, this one looks cool. I love that. Oh, man. With all of the player accessories that he has. The glasses, the blue shirt, the name tag, the tie. Oh, and we can't forget the khakis. Oh, we can indeed. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is great, man. What a great addition, man, from Target. That is sweet. That is really cool, man. Now, I got a chance to catch this on Amazon Prime, and I really wanted to watch it in the movie theater. I just never got a chance to, honestly, and so I waited until Prime, but after watching it, oh my god, I so wish I would have seen this in the movie theaters, guys. This is so good, man. Oh my god. I mean, basically, it's just about this video game that these people are playing, and it's a very violent game. Obviously, almost like Grand Theft Auto. In fact, it's a lot like Grand Theft Auto, man. I mean, doesn't go as far as that game does. I mean, not as crazy and wild and crazy violent as that one, but it has a balance to it. But it's the same similar concept, though, guys. I mean, the idea that people go into this game to rape and pillage and cheat and steal and rob and kill and beat the shit out of people. I mean, my god, man, people come there to inflict a lot of violence on a lot of non-player characters, man, but eventually the non-player characters tend to fight back, and Guy definitely does. Oh, he does indeed, man, and he's not supposed to. What is he? Is he an anomaly? Is he something more than that? What is he exactly? And all the fun and hilarity in order to find out. Oh man, did I enjoy the hell out of Free Guy, man. I really did. I thought, actually, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to turn out to be this really lame parody style movie. That's what I was really concerned with this film. Because as much as I love Ryan Reynolds, and I really do, man, I mean, when he is on fire, he is on fire, man. I mean, I love him as Van Wilder, of course, Deadpool, and many others, man. But sometimes he has a way maybe of being so over the top that it doesn't come off as relatable, right? Forget that, man. He absolutely pulls it off, man. He pulls it off in spades. So good, man. I think he plays this perfectly. Of this guy who's living this wonderful life. He wakes up in the morning. He sees the weather. He has his same old coffee. Sees his same old friend. Does his same old thing over and over while all the chaos and all the craziness is around him. He just still is a very happy, go lucky guy. Don't have a good day, have a great day. Yes, he's happy with everybody in every situation, no matter how crazy, chaotic, or ridiculous it may be, man. And I think Ryan Reynolds plays it so well, man. And when everything goes haywire, when he starts to see this world for more than what it is, he plays it so great. At first kind of scared and timid about it, but then opens up and joins in on all the crazy, chaotic fun. So good. All the characters do a great job of playing it serious, but yet sort of a wink and nod. Having a hell of a lot of fun with it, man, and I appreciated every single moment of that, man, from him, Taika Waititi, and so many more, man. Everybody does an awesome job. The special effects are amazing here. I love how it just literally feels like you are watching a video game world come to life. It is so cool. It is so masterfully well done. I gotta give them so much credit here, man. I thought so much of the video game world was so hilarious and so relatable, but yet incredibly entertaining. And somebody who used to play video games for so many years, I just had such a blast with this movie. It makes me want to play video games again. Seriously, like I want to just pick up my PlayStation controller and start playing again, because this movie just made me want to do that in such a big bad way, dude. It really did, man. I had so much fun. This movie is so hilarious, and yet it has a really great charm and a really great heart to it that makes it from being just a same old mundane video game style movie, man. There's characters that you relate to, there's moments that you care for, and there is characters here that you actually have personalities, and actually you actually get to know them and understand them. And even with all the hilarious and craziness stuff going around, you're still able to focus on them. And sometimes that's easier said than done with certain video game movies. It feels like we're so beholden to try to get the video game experience that we forget about the characters themselves. But this movie does not do that, guys. Not at all. And I so appreciate that, man. I mean, yes, is it so ridiculous? Yes, is it so over the top? Yes, it is. But I think it does it in a very clever, creative, and imaginative way that I couldn't help but love it, man. I had my defenses up. I'm not going to lie. I had my defenses up a little bit. Towards the beginning of the movie, I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds and the trailers look great, but maybe it felt like they were kind of overselling the movie to try to get people to come see it. Maybe it's not that good, so they want to get people in there as fast as possible to get the money. But no, man, not at all. This movie was so freaking hilarious and just has such great charm to it and wit that I loved every second of it, man. I really did. This one was an absolute joy to watch, and I now want to play a Free Guy game. Like, when the fuck is somebody gonna make that shit? Like, seriously, man. I want to play that, like, now, man. And by the way, if there's a petition out there, I will sign it. Non-player characters lives matter. I want that. NPC lives matter, damn it. They do. They're not just objects, they're people, and we need to respect them. And respect them now, indeed I do. Oh, I so do, man. This movie is amazing, and I never thought that I ever see a day when there's gonna be an actual great video game based movie that really blew it out of the park. Some succeed at certain times, some fail majorly, but Free Guy, yes, it's not based on a video game of the same name, but it apes off of one in a big bad way, man. Let's be real. If we're talking video game movies, this one, succeeds in leaps and motherfucking bounds. They also have the DVD of Roadrunner, a film about Anthony Bourdain, for $16.99. The journey changes you. Okay, interesting. Intimate experience with a punk rock attitude. It's not where you go, it's what you leave behind. Chef, writer, adventurer, provocateur, Anthony Bourdain lived his life unabashedly. Roadrunner, intimate behind the scenes look at how an anonymous chef became a world renowned cultural icon. His presence, his voice impacted the world around him. I've heard of Anthony Bourdain. I know that he did a lot of shows where he ran around the world and tried different cuisines and met different types of people. I know he was an icon in many ways, chef and somebody that was highly respected. I never really dived into a lot of the Anthony Bourdain travel shows. I didn't. Honestly, travel shows are not really my thing, guys. Honestly, they're really not, man. Not to say they're bad, but it's not my bag, baby. It's really not, man. But I know this guy had an extraordinary life. He's somebody who, again, was highly respected within a lot of the communities that he frequented, and had such a really fascinating and interesting life. This might be a documentary worth watching, especially if you love Anthony Bourdain, man. Interesting. I'm a fan of a documentary at certain times about certain people's lives. This guy lived quite an extraordinary one. Might be worth diving into. Oh, and we cannot forget The Green Knight. The Blu-ray DVD digital for $22.99, a DVD for $19.99. Oh, man. The Green Knight. This movie, man, let me tell you something. People were talking about this movie like crazy. They were talking about the trailers. They were talking about the imagery. When the movie came out, boy, this was a highly, highly talked about movie. Indeed it was, man. And it was supposed to come out a long time back. But as you guys know, the coronavirus took a big shit on a lot of movies, including The Green Knight. But eventually, it found its footing and found a release, and eventually came out for the world to see. I got a chance to watch this one on Amazon Prime, and I was really interested in it. Number one, because of Dev Patel. I think Dev Patel's a fantastic actor, man. That guy is fantastic in anything he does. Alicia Vikander, love the shit out of her, man. I mean, the new Tomb Raider, she was awesome. And so I definitely dig these actors, and it looked like an interesting sort of fantasy drama in the same vein as like Neverending Story or Princess Bride, but much, much darker and twisted. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a chance, see what this movie has up its sleeve, so to speak. Could surprise me. So I decided, what the hell, man, give it a go, right? Basically, it is about Sir Gawain, yes, the nephew of King Arthur. And this guy is kind of a lost cause, maybe? I mean, I don't want to say it 100% exactly. I mean, he's somebody who's really irresponsible, not very courageous. He's definitely trading off of his uncle's name and the position of power he has. And one day, this gigantic Green Knight ends up coming to the kingdom and challenges this guy to basically take a swipe at him, right? And he does. And he ends up killing him. Or he thinks he does. Guy definitely picks up his head, puts it back on him, and basically rides off and says, look, you're going to have to come to my area, my neck of the woods, a year from now, and I get to do the same thing to you that you did to me. Okay, and so the countdown begins, and this man who's been not very courageous, not very responsible, has to find the courage in order to face his inner demons. Oh yes, the Green Knight, man. This is an interesting movie. As I said, it apes off of the Arthurian legend, but if you're thinking that this movie is going to be like a mythical adventure movie, then you are sadly mistaken. I mean, I enjoyed the movie well enough for what it was. I mean, it's gorgeous to look at. It's absolutely stunning, beautiful. The cinematography is amazing to look at. The CGI with the fox and these huge creatures that they end up encountering, like all of it is tremendous, really incredibly well designed, and just really stunning to see on your like 4K TV, right? It shines. I mean, even the design of the knight himself, if you kind of look at it, I mean, it doesn't do it justice, but in motion, phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, as far as the design, the look of the movie, costumes, you name it, this movie succeeded in spades. Okay? Absolutely succeeded. As far as the actual story itself and the characters, I don't know, man, because I mean, I like the movie well enough, don't get me wrong, and the acting here is phenomenal. Dev Patel does a fantastic job with what he's given. Alicia Vikander, I mean, they are top-notch actors. They do a top-notch job. They pull it off, man, right? I just feel like the movie is very sluggish. It's kind of sluggish and it takes a long time to get going. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched this movie over like a 3 day period. I watched one part of it one day, one part another, and then finishing it up. And the reason why I did that is because it was just so slow. And there's never really many moments of excitement. There is intrigue in there, but it's just characters basically sitting around talking, and that's all it is. There's not a lot of moments of action and intrigue keeping you on the edge of your seat. I mean, you know that there's an impending doom of him having to face this Green Knight, and you know that he is walking towards his destiny, right? Okay, cool. But all of the complications in order to get there and a lot of the conundrums that end up happening that is kind of intriguing and kind of interesting. The problem with the movie is you don't exactly know to trust your eyes. You don't know exactly if you're watching is real, if it's in his head, if it's sort of some sort of magical vision. You're not quite 100% sure about people's loyalties and who exactly to trust. I mean, I appreciated the movie and the fact of this guy's journey and that it's doing something different than you've normally not seen before, right? I mean, obviously, you think of King Arthur, you think of the Arthurian legend, and it does something outside the box. So I did appreciate that. But even at the end, when he faces the Green Knight again, it's interesting seeing the Green Knight in all of its glory, and my God, gorgeously beautiful and haunting it all is, but it just comes off as kind of mundane and not really all that interesting. And even at the end of the film, they kind of fake you out a little bit with an ending that wasn't really an ending, that ended up actually kind of, it was all in his head. And that really kind of pisses me off. I hate those type of endings where it's almost like a fake out, which I got pissed off about, guys. But I just think the problem here is that it's an interesting concept, it's an interesting idea, but I don't think it's executed in the right way. I mean, the movie is over 2 hours long, and it feels that way. It feels really heavy, and it feels like a slog to get through. And they could have cut some stuff out. I mean, basically, it's from the same director who did A Ghost Story, and that movie has the same type of feeling as this film does. It's long, it's a little overcomplicated, it's sometimes a little bit of a chore to get through. I like A Ghost Story more than I like The Green Knight. Again, it's got some really interesting concepts and some great moments, and the designs are tremendous. So as far as like, you know, an art piece is concerned, The Green Knight succeeds. As far as a story, an actual movie is concerned, I don't think it 100% succeeded. I don't. It's intriguing, and looking up things on YouTube about the ending and the possibilities of the movie, the theories are more exciting than the movie is. And when that happens, there's a real disconnect for me. There really is. I mean, it feels like an A24 film, okay? It feels definitely like something you've seen from A24 time and time again. Very long, very dragged out, very artsy, something like that. But where some of those movies succeed, like a Midsummer, The Green Knight, not so much, man, which is a real shame. I appreciate it for what it is, but as a complete sort of telling of an Arthurian legend style movie, points for trying something different, but points away for kind of being a chore to get through. Oh, yay. Another straight to Blu-ray and DVD Bruce Willis flick, man. Just what the fucking doctor ordered, man. If the doctor was Dr. Kevorkian. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, Survive the Game. Chad Michael Murray and Bruce Willis. And I'm not even going to waste any goddamn time here, guys. This movie is a piece of shit. It is bad, man. Holy shit. I saw it on Amazon Prime, dude. I don't know why I watched this, man. I should know better at this point. I should smack myself silly, dude. I know what I'm getting with Bruce Willis now, and I just keep on punishing myself over and over and over. Man, I think I got a concussion from this shit already. Damn, dude. Oh, man. Basically, Bruce Willis and this other guy are cops, and they're doing this drug bust, and it goes wrong. Willis gets shot, and this other guy is going after the criminals, and they end up capturing this other guy played by Chad Michael Murray, and Chad Michael Murray ends up escaping, and they end up taking on the bad guys, and yada frickin' yada. Like, oh, jeez. Look, man, I'm gonna be real here. This movie is poorly executed in every single goddamn way possible, man. My God, the acting here is atrocious. I mean, Bruce Willis, we know what we get from Bruce Willis at this point, right? I mean, is anybody really surprised how his acting is in this thing? I mean, I kind of feel bad because the actor at the beginning of the movie, right? He's really intense, right? He's trying to prove himself as an actor. He's really in the moment, in the scene, and he's like, we gotta take these people down. We gotta take them out before they take out people with their drugs. And you know, Bruce Willis is trying to talk him out of it, and Bruce Willis is like, no, I don't want to see you get hurt. And I'm like, my God, what a amazing thespian acting. Just give me a fucking break. God damn, dude. I'm like, are you kidding me? Jeez, at one point in the movie, he literally laughs at these two bumbling idiots who are trying to pretend like who's more tougher. And I don't know whether he's laughing at them or he's laughing at the fact that he's in this piece of shit. Like, I don't know, man. Oh, God. Chad Michael Murray kind of comes off a little bit better as this guy who's lost a lot of things in his life and doesn't really give a care, but slowly starts to care again. He kind of does a little bit better, but not really. Nobody comes off here. It's such amateurish acting, even from pros like Willis, man. It's so terrible, man. God, the characters are one note. You don't really get to know anybody. The bad guys are so limp dick that I don't even know if fucking Mickey Mouse would be scared of these motherfuckers. I mean, seriously. My God, man. I mean, geez, I think I've seen worse villains in, like, you know, Pee-wee's Playhouse or some shit. God, it's so terrible, man. It really is. I mean, there's this one criminal chick that I don't know, like, if it was her costume or somebody decided it, but was she playing Harley Quinn? Because she had the same makeup, the same outfit. She even has that heart tattoo, that black heart tattoo on her face. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I can just imagine, like, the director comes in and she brings her own costume and her own makeup and everything. And she's like, I'm Harley Quinn. Do you like it? And the director is like, well, we're not making a DC Harley Quinn movie. And she's like, I know, but I wanted to be like Harley. I wanted to meet Mr. J, and I'm like, oh my fucking lord, man, this is Jesus. I mean, the action is so limp dick and cheap as hell. I mean, try doing action scenes with a sedan, man. I mean, Jesus, if you want to try to see somebody actually have a car chase scene with a sedan, great, go ahead, watch this fucking movie. I mean, my God, man, the action is limp dick. The acting is limp dick. The characters are limp dick. This movie is so impossibly cheap in every fucking way, man. God. I just want to know what Bruce Willis is thinking from time to time. I really do, man. What is in his head? Like, does he make these terrible movies and then when I watch them, I'm like, oh, it can't get any worse. And then Bruce Willis is like, hold my beer. I'm like, fuck you, man. God damn it, dude. This movie is so terrible. It doesn't succeed as a crime movie, as a drug movie, as an action movie. It doesn't at all, man. God, this is so bad, man. When I had more fun with Space Jam, man, that's saying something. Jesus Christ. I really didn't want to say anything good about Space Jam. But man, you motherfucker. You motherfucker Willis. God damn it, dude. I can at least say Space Jam: A New Legacy is better than Survive the Game. And fuck it, I really didn't want to have to go out of my way to say anything nice about that goddamn movie. You fucking forced me. You motherfucker. God damn it. This thing is so impossibly terrible, man. God, I miss the old school days of Willis. I really do, dude. I mean, they even go out of their way to say in front of Bruce Willis's name, Pulp Fiction. Yes, because I want to remind you of better fucking Willis movies than this piece of shit. Oh, man. If you ever see a straight to Blu-ray or DVD film with Bruce Willis in it, run. Run. Take my advice. Run for the goddamn hills. You won't regret it. Then I'm seeing they have the complete 7th season of The Flash for $26.99. Wow, 7 seasons, huh? Man. Wow, that's gone a long time, actually. 7 seasons of The Flash. That's pretty impressive. Nah, not gonna lie, man. Wow. After the devastating death of the Speed Force. No. Barry Allen, the Flash, finds his powers almost fully depleted. Nash Wells may have discovered a way to restore Barry's speedster abilities, but at what cost? Iris West Allen remains trapped in the Mirrorverse as her vengeful captor, Eva McClock, grows stronger. Meanwhile, Cisco Ramon, I love these fucking names, and Chester P. Runk, I love that, are transported back to 1998. And that's some good times, damn it. And Caitlin Snow goes to great lengths to save Frost from unjust punishment for past crimes. With old villains returning to settle scores and powerful new adversaries descending upon Central City, it's up to Team Flash to save the day. Ah, okay. Very interesting, man. I gotta admit, I've only ever seen a few episodes of The Flash. I was watching some stuff through like Netflix because it kind of piqued my interest. And John and Bob used to be huge fans of The Flash. And I mean huge, gigantic fans, man. They loved the shit out of the first season. And maybe a little bit of the second season. And then they kind of told me that it went downhill, like in a really big bad way. That it really failed. And failed hard, man. Then it's not what it used to be. And I hear that a bunch with all the CW shows. At a certain point, the CW shows really shine at the beginning and over time start to lose their luster, and The Flash seems to be another one of those. That the villains are not quite as good as the earlier seasons, the situations aren't really as exciting as they used to be. I still really like the actor who plays Flash. I've seen moments on YouTube in various seasons, and I think he actually plays a really cool Flash, actually. I really like him. And the suit's not bad. I mean, the suit has somewhat potential. I mean, it feels old school, and I like old school, man. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't dive into a lot of CW shows, and the reason why I don't is because of the disappointment. And I've heard so much disappointment over the years. I mean, people have said the same thing with Arrow and with Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl, and I've heard it time and time again from a lot of people from many different shows. Is the Flash different? I mean, it could be. I like the Flash. Flash has potential as a character. I don't entirely know, though. Is it worth diving into, going back and watching all the seasons of The Flash, or should I just speed my way past this? Shitty pun, but I tried, guys. I don't know, man. Maybe, kind of, sort of. I love a good comic book story, and The Flash has so much potential, but does the show really earn it? You guys gotta let me know. Let me know in a big bad way, man. Some very interesting physical media. Quite the new release love indeed. Let's see if they got anything else. And through the ever-winding road of the shrinking physical media at Target, is there anything new over on this end? And I believe there is. That is none other than the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital of Carlito's Way for $22.99. Al Pacino, baby, Sean Penn, yes. Oh my God, Carlito's Way. Oh, god damn, do I love this movie. Holy shit, man. I love Pacino. God damn, man. Old school Pacino back in the day, dude. So good. Scarface and Serpico and The Godfather, Cruising. Oh, Lord, I could keep on going over and over, man. Pacino is so amazing. He really is. And this is so great. Basically, it's about, obviously, Carlito Brigante. Former drug kingpin gets out and tries to change his life, but the life isn't ready to let go. Oh, it's not at all, man. God, do I love this movie. So superbly acted from everybody, man. I mean, Penelope Ann Miller is great in here as well. Sean Penn, awesome, man. What a really crazy wild hairdo that guy has in this movie, man. What a crazy wild one indeed. It's so good here. John Leguizamo is awesome in here as well. Benny Blanco. Man, there's that great scene where he's in the club and Carlito ends up confronting him. Oh god, I love that fucking scene, man. That scene's great. There's so many great lines in this movie too, man. Like there's one where this guy is like, well, maybe you don't remember me, maybe you do, and Carlito's like, well, maybe I don't remember the last time I blew my nose. Oh man, I love this. It's just a really great crime thriller that is so good. And as I said, Pacino was one of the best back in the day when it came to these sort of crime thriller movies, man. He was an expert at this shit, dude. And Carlito is amazing. Yes, it's not as iconic as some of the other ones that he's done over the years. Maybe Scarface obviously is more up people's alley. Maybe it's something more iconic. Obviously, Cruising has the controversy to it that makes it, very intriguing. Obviously, The Godfather, absolutely masterful. So, Carlito maybe is not as iconic as some of those ones, but the only reason why it's not is because those movies are just so goddamn good, though, man. I mean, those movies are so amazing that Carlito's Way just can't quite get to that level. But that being said, guys, my God, what an amazing film. Expertly done in almost every single way. And Al Pacino, oh man, Al Pacino, God, do I love that guy, man. He is good. Yeah, he's also fucked up a time or two. I mean, seriously, Jack and Jill, really, Dunkachino, did you really need the fucking paycheck that bad? Damn, I'll let you borrow money, motherfucker, seriously. But for the most part, Al Pacino shines in almost everything he does, and Carlito's Way is amazing, man. I'm kind of glad that this is getting some 4K upgrade love because it gets people to revisit the film again. And revisiting Carlito's Way is something everybody definitely needs to do. And how could I forget that more 4K upgrade love came out this week other than just Carlito's Way? Inglorious Bastards, baby, for $22.99. Yes, I knew this was getting a 4K upgrade love. I didn't quite think it was this week. I thought it was like next week or the week after that, but yeah, it crept up on me, and it crept up on me fast, man. Oh, a little Quentin Tarantino 4K love, huh? Not bad, man. Glorious Bastards. I saw this in the movie theater. I think I saw it in the movie theater with Bob. Maybe John was with us. I kind of forget now. But I am a fan of Quentin Tarantino. Okay? I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of actually early Tarantino more than anything else. Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, even the Kill Bill films. I'm a fan of his early work more than his later stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Grindhouse experience that he tried to do. I'm not really a fan of Django, and I know, trust me, I've gotten a lot of shit from a lot of people over the years of like, you don't like Django? I'm like, no, I don't. Is that a problem? I mean, geez. There's some stuff that I've liked that he's done later, but some stuff where I'm like, I don't know. Even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I wasn't really digging all that much. But out of his later work, I've got to appreciate Inglourious Bastards. I really do. Now, on a first watch, when I first watched this movie, I did have some problems with it. Some slight pacing issues, certain performances, the ending. The ending kind of got to me a little bit. You guys got to understand that with me being Jewish, I hate Hitler. I hate Hitler with a passion, man. And one of the reasons why I like the movie Little Nicky as much as I do is because Hitler gets a pineapple shoved up his ass. Okay? I happen to appreciate that, man. So, for me, the way they did it, I always liked the fact in real life that Hitler was a coward. The fact that he was a coward, the fact that he committed suicide, and that he ended up basically going out like a punk, right? There's something about that I think is kind of satisfying to me, personally. I think it really is, man. When they did it in the movie theater and gunning him down the way they did, I was kind of like, it was a little over the top to me, and in a small way it was satisfying, but not satisfying in the way that I wanted it to be. But with that being said, I have rewatched it several times since, and I've really dug it more and more every single time I've watched it, man. And some of those issues with the pacing or the acting or certain things like that, they kind of get washed away after a while. They really do, man. And I just think it's a really well done movie by a really well skilled director that knows how to make a very intriguing, action filled, suspense-fueled movie with moments of levity and comedy in there that really hit in a great way. He's able to do it with this movie with style and grace, and I really appreciate that, man. I mean, even someone like Brad Pitt, man, who is amazing. Brad Pitt is absolutely fantastic, and he is somebody who is on fire here. He really takes the material that is given to him by Tarantino and completely owns it. He shines in this movie, man. He truly does. Diane Kruger does an amazing job. Fassbender is fantastic here as well, but the star of the show, the absolute star, the one that steals it all, Christoph Waltz. Oh my God. I think, unless I've seen other things of his that I didn't recognize him in, and it could have been possible, this was my first experience with Christoph Waltz, and I was blown away. I was stunned at how amazing he is and how he took the Tarantino dialogue and literally made you so terrified of every single word that he was going to utter out of his mouth. Every single time that he looked a certain way or he moved, you were like, oh my God, what sinister thing is he going to do next? Like, he literally owned that character. And that opening sequence with him calmly sitting down and talking to the guy and finding the hidden Jews, like that shit, I was on the edge of my seat, man, immediately. Christoph Waltz, fan-fucking-tastic in this movie, man, and I just love the bits of humor here and how they sort of take the piss out of the Nazis. I do appreciate that as well, man. I want my scalps, damn it. Indeed he does, man. It is really, really good, man. I've learned to appreciate the movie over the years. At first, not so much, but sometimes with Tarantino, it takes a few tries to really appreciate something. And Inglourious Basterds, I definitely do. I don't consider Inglourious Basterds his best exactly, but it's damn fucking good, man. And to see this get in 4K upgrade love, it definitely deserves it. That's for damn sure, man. If you have never experienced this movie and love Tarantino, get up on it, man. Pretty damn good. The dialogue, the characters, the action, pretty spot on, man. Not bad, Quentin. Not bad at all, man. And not bad for Target. Not bad at all. 4K upgrade. Love. Oh, yeah. And all that new release goodness over here as well. Pretty damn sweet indeed. Very nice. This is how you do it, and Target proves it all the time. Not bad. Let's head out. Well, Target done did it again. Indeed they did, man. Week in and week out, Target is proving that they have become a physical media contender, baby. They're in the ring and they're battling for supremacy, baby, and they're doing a pretty damn good job of it. I'm not gonna lie, man. All of that new release goodness, Target exclusives, oh, and of course we cannot forget the 4K upgrade love as well. They're doing a pretty damn good job, man. Now, if only Walmart could learn from Target, then we'd be in a very perfect world indeed. Oh, indeed we would, man. But oh, stranger things have happened. But I kind of doubt that will happen, guys. But in the meantime, though, boy, Target definitely brought the physical media love in a big, bad way, man. Yes, they are shrinking the physical media down, but hey, they make up for it with all that new release goodness. And I definitely, as a physical media lover, so appreciate that, baby. I hope you do, too. Not bad for all the love here. Let's find more physical media love on the way. All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go and check out if there's any interesting indie titles worth showing off. If there is, I will bring it back to FilmFan 108HU and show it out to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. Take me down to the Raccoon City where the zombies are cute and the liquors are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Yeah, yeah. Take me down to the Raccoon City where the zombies are cute and the liquors are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home to Resident Evil Raccoon City? You have no idea how long that took me, damn it. Oh, man, but so worth it. Oh, yes, another Resident Evil is hitting very, very soon. November. Seriously. Like, this trailer came out of nowhere. And right around the corner, we're getting the movie. I hadn't heard about another Resident Evil movie at all, and suddenly one pops up. Okay, here we go, man. So, it obviously is based off of the Resident Evil games, and it tells the story of, obviously, the Umbrella Corporation and how these people are trying to take down the Umbrella Corporation, and all the evil and devious experiments that they're doing is starting to come unleashed. Zombies, liquors, crazy, wild, humanoids, you name it. The Umbrella Corporation does it. Indeed they do, man. They are one wicked, evil-ass company, man. So, that's basically what the trailer is, right? And I gotta admit to you guys, as far as the Resident Evil movies are concerned, I've only really ever liked the first movie. I really do like that first film. It's not really even much of a Resident Evil movie. I mean, it is to a certain extent, but it's more of an action movie that has Resident Evil moments in it, but I still like it well enough. The sequels, see, I'm not big a fan of them. I'm really not. I mean, they have moments from the game, right? They have certain experimental creatures and weird monsters in there from the games, but they're never really Resident Evil movies at the end of the day. They're more action movies that have a sprinkling of Resident Evil in them just to be able to call them Resident Evil. But they're not really horror films at the end of the day. And what the Resident Evil games are, they are horror games. They're horror experiences. I remember when the first Resident Evil game came out, and that terrified the shit out of people, man. I mean, you look back at it now, it doesn't really seem so scary, but back in the day, man, that shit scared you. You wouldn't play that shit at night, man. That shit gave you the willies. So I always felt like the Resident Evil movies never really gave you the Resident Evil experience, or the way that I thought the Resident Evil experience should be. And what I'm hoping for with this movie, and the trailer kind of has it a little bit here and there, is that you can see that it's not really an action movie per se. It's more of like this survival, we're going up against these creatures type of horror experience, which I think is what Resident Evil should be. There's going to be stupid moments, there's going to be stupid characters, but at the end of the day, you want that. You don't know what's around the next corner, don't know what's going to attack you next. And I like that just when you think you faced one threat, there's another that's coming right away. And I like that. And I think the trailer does that pretty well. I'm seeing other characters here like Claire Redfield, I believe, and a couple other people. I'm interested to see where they go with this. Because you gotta remember, we've had so many Resident Evil movies that I'm kind of wanting to see a new Resident Evil experience. I don't want to see an action movie. I don't want to see Mila Jovovich come in and, roundhouse kick zombies. I don't. I've seen it. It's fine, but I want to see something more horrific. I want to see something like a 28 Days Later in a Resident Evil setting. I think that could be really cool. And this movie feels like it's going down that road. I just want them to fully commit to it. The effects look okay. I mean, it's not a high budget movie. They look all right. The zombie effects, at least for what I saw, look decent. So I am kind of curious to check this one out. I mean, mind you, look, I have seen so many zombie movies. I've seen so many type of these films that there's nothing really new that they could really give me that I haven't already seen, but they could give me a really cool Resident Evil experience that I've really been waiting for a really long time. As much as I like that first film, and as much as I like moments from the franchise, as far as like a full-on Resident Evil horror experience, I just felt like those movies are lacking. And so if they can give that to me, then that's all I'm looking for, man. I'm looking for a great horror Resident Evil experience, kind of like how you play the games, man. And I feel like a lot of these video game adaptation movies, a lot of them don't entirely get it right. They just don't, man. They want to sort of get the feel of the game, but yet a lot of them, unfortunately, steer so far away from it that what you remember from the game, they don't even give you. And so I'm just hoping that there's going to be an experience here that really reminds me of the game and reminds me of playing the game, the old school game, where there was a lot of silence and you open a door and the next thing you're hit with a bunch of zombies, or you're hit with something and you're like, oh my God, and you back away. And you're like, oh my God, I want to go the other way. So if they can give me that experience of claustrophobia, of, just impending doom, then that is what I really want from a Resident Evil experience. I don't know whether they're going to do it or not, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, guys. Definitely let me know what you think. I mean, I, again, didn't even know this movie was going to exist. we just got a trailer and suddenly, hey, there's another Resident Evil movie out there. Who'da thunk it? But apparently so, man. Well, ready or not, here's more Resident Evil to come. Let's hope they pull it off this time. Let's hope indeed, guys. Definitely let me know. In the meantime, let's go into the second Walmart. Hopefully some goodies worth checking out. All right, in at the second Walmart, and it's been a little bit of a struggle finding physical media, hasn't it? I mean, Target was awesome, so you got to give Target its props for sure, but Walmart had zippity-doo-dah, and I have a feeling, I don't know where the rest of the day is going to take us, but it might not be pleasant. But what about here at the second Wally World? What about's going on here, guys? Well, I hate to say it, but it kind of seems like they're doing a little bit of a redo in their physical media department. Look at this. Ooh, very, very empty indeed, man. They are definitely doing a little bit of a reset for the fall upcoming for the winter here. So not a lot that they've actually stocked here as far as new release love and indie love. However, I was able to find a few titles, just a few, very tiny bit, man. Better than nothing. I'll take it, man, indeed. So a little bit will have to go a long way, that's for sure. So you know what that means. We're heading back to Film Fan 108 HQ to show off a little indie Walmart love. You ready, Seth? Ah, you're dusting. Very nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's about damn time. I know, right? You gotta keep the physical media looking pretty, you know what I mean? Indeed you do, and just so you know, I think you missed a spot. Don't push it. I'm gonna shove this slipper straight up your ass. Okay, okay, I won't push it. I won't push it. Even though you know I'm right. You do. But hey, I won't bother you any longer. I know you're doing some due diligence, but you can also show off a little physical media love as well. You know what I mean? He may be right. I don't like to admit that he's right, but he is, I guess. Dust. It gets everywhere. You gotta keep the physical media looking pretty because it's too good not to. Oh, indeed it is. Well, I could take a break from cleaning for a little bit to show off a little bit of physical media indie Walmart love. Indeed I can, baby. Oh man, oh man. And this week there's a lot of great stuff out. Not a lot of stores having a lot of love. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, and at the second Walmart isn't exactly peaches and cream, but as I've always tended to say, a little bit tends to go a long way at times, and well, when it comes to physical media, I will always take what I can get. So you know what that means. Walmart Indie Love? Indeed I do. The Walmart Indie Love is back. Well, sort of, guys. I mean, not as much as I would like for it to be, but as I said, we'll take a little bit over nothing at all. I think you guys would agree with me on that. We'll see how it goes. Will love be just as good as it usually is? Maybe, kinda, sorta. Hey, doesn't matter. It's physical media, it's movies, you know how we do it. Let's dive in, baby. With the first thing I'm seeing, and that is A Father's Legacy. Oh, I'm liking that. With Tobin Bell. Yes. Oh, look. Tobin Bell is skipping stones. Did you ever think you'd see Jigsaw skip stones? Man, that's the last thing I thought I'd ever see. Shit, man. Huh. But a hell of a lot of intensity in those eyes, man. A hell of a lot of intensity. Ooh, wonder what he's thinking. Who's his next victim? Huh. An inspiring story of family, loyalty, and redemption. On the run from the law, a young man finds his way into the life of a secluded old man in the woods. Let me guess. It's you, Tobin? As the days go by and secrets about their past are revealed, they realize they may not have been looking for each other, but they were brought together for a reason. Oh, very nice. Huh. Almost like finding your purpose in life, finding somebody who understands you and believes in you and two people that needed each other at that precise moment in time. Okay, I'm kind of feeling it to a certain degree, but Tobin Bell, I guess I gotta say this, guys, that I'm glad to see Tobin Bell doing something other than just horror. Now, look, I'm not gonna lie, Tobin Bell, he's known for the Saw series, right? He is Jigsaw, so pretty much his career is horror in one way or another. That's what he does, that's what he is. But in a certain degree, I kind of feel bad for Tobin Bell, right? Because not to say that he hasn't really made a great legacy being a horror actor, now in some ways I suppose a horror icon, but when you are painted into a certain corner as an actor, that's all you get. And that's all you know. And it's hard to get out of that. It really is. I mean, you look at people like Kane Hodder or Robert Englund. I mean, those are iconic horror actors, but they've never really done so much outside of the actual genre itself of horror. I mean, they have to a certain extent, but nobody really remembers it all that much. Or you look at, obviously, the man who played the tall man. I mean, he is a great, great actor. He was phenomenal, amazing. But again, pretty much horror. And it kind of sucks because you look at somebody like Christopher Reeves, who was a wonderful actor back in the day, and he did a lot of other stuff, but he was really only known as Superman. And it's unfortunate because when certain actors are typecast, they're typecast into a certain role, and no matter what they do, they can't really escape it. It's the same way long time ago with Bela Lugosi, where he was Dracula, and he was so iconic as Dracula with that accent that unfortunately nobody really saw past that and only saw Dracula. So it's always nice to see actors going out of their quote unquote comfort zone, I suppose, to do something a little different and outside the box. And I like that. And I think Tobin Bell is a really good actor. I mean, I've liked him in a lot of other things. He was in an episode of X-Files long ass time back that I really enjoy, man. But again, most people see him as a horror guy. He has the face for horror, he has the voice for horror, he has the persona for horror. And when that happens, most people sort of see you as that, and you can't really get past it. But certain actors are able to. You look at someone like Robin Williams, who was really for the longest time always known for comedy. And he slowly but surely towards the end of his career sort of broke out of that. And I really appreciate, man. So you can do it. It's not easy. People know you for one thing, and that's what they know you as. But if you're able to do something a little bit more heartwarming, a little bit more outside the box, yeah, people tend to resist it, but I tend to appreciate that stuff. And this, well, he's a mysterious old man in the woods. Okay, there is a little bit of horror to it, okay? And Tobin Bell totally fits that, man, of this creepy old dude in the woods alone, man. I don't know if I would encounter that guy, but if I did, let's hope it turns into a father's legacy and not kidnapped with some sort of weird trap on my head. I got to admit, old people with guns really terrifies me, but Richard Dreyfuss with one, I'd run for the hills. I really would, man. In Crime Story, Richard Dreyfuss, Mira Sorvino. Oh, man. Two blasts from the motherfucking past, man. In one badass movie. Maybe. Oh, he'll retire when he's dead. Geez, I think that's my mom's motto, too. I really do. Oh, man. This. When ex-mob boss Ben Myers is targeted in a home robbery, he goes on a deadly rampage of vengeance. But with his family caught in the crosshairs, Myers must finally face the consequences of his dark past in this action-packed crime thriller. Oh, Richard Dreyfuss taking revenge on evil mofos. Gotta love it, baby. Indeed you do, man. Oh, man. Mir Sorvino and Richard Dreyfuss, dude, I love both of them. I mean, Richard Dreyfuss, The Goodbye Girl, Jaws, American Graffiti. I love him in Let It Ride. I think he's awesome in that movie. He's such a really great actor, man. So good. And Mira Sorvino, oh man, back in the day, Mira Sorvino, so good. I mean, I loved her in Mimic. I think she was great in Mimic. The Replacement Killers, Mighty Aphrodite, Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. Yes. Oh, I love that shit, man. Oh, damn. God, where did these actors go, man? Dude, some actors I love and I just wish never go away, and then they do, and other actors are around now, and I'm like, why are they still here? Seriously, man. And then I see a movie like this where I see Mira Sorvino again and Richard Dreyfuss. I'm like, oh yeah, God, I love those actors, man. Damn, I'm glad they're doing more work. I really do, man, because I love both of these actors, man. I mean, yeah, they do more straight to DVD and Blu-ray movies more than anything else, which kind of sucks. But if the movie's good, then it doesn't really matter whether it's straight to DVD or Blu-ray or has been in the theaters. A good movie is a good movie regardless. You know what I mean? And I love the idea of being hunted down and fighting back, man. I mean, movies like John Wick, I really love. Death Wish is fantastic. Vigilante Justice is something that's a really cool sort of concept in action thrillers, and this one looks right down my alley. I mean, let's be real, Richard Dreyfuss is no John Wick. That would surprise the shit out of me, guys, but maybe he's the next Bruce Willis? Huh? I mean, let's be real, Bruce Willis is not even the next Bruce Willis anymore. Might as well be Richard Dreyfuss, right? Ah, hell, might as well be, man. With good actors and an interesting crime thriller story that we've seen time and time again, it could be a good little hour and a half time waster. I mean, come on. Richard Dreyfuss killing people? Why wouldn't that be interesting? Seriously. When it comes to horror, Stephen King knows best. Well, maybe. In The Stand, yes. The Stand miniseries, baby. The 2020 miniseries finally hitting physical media. Damn, very nice, man. Oh, I think evil is afoot. Oh, evil definitely is, man. Humanity's Last Stand. Ah, yes. Now, I got a chance to watch this on actually Paramount Plus. I got a chance to watch this, man. I ended up doing a free week subscription, and I decided, what the hell, man, I'll dig into The Stand, because I am a fan of Stephen King. Yeah, Stephen King is not perfect, but he's pretty damn solid of a horror writer, and his material has gotten adapted so many times by so many different filmmakers, and rightfully so. Some adaptations are better than others, but when the adaptation really hits, it really does, and it becomes a classic, and deservedly so, man. So I was like, okay, let's see what the 2020 Stand is going to have in store here. Now, basically what it's about is there is this raging killer virus that is out there in the world that is basically destroying the human population. Gee, does that sound a little familiar? Yeah, a little eerie, guys. And the remaining survivors who have survived this pandemic are basically trying to build a new life and a new world. But there are good sides and there are bad sides. And who will truly win in the end? Ah, indeed. Humanity's Last Stand. Ah, yeah. So I was very interested in checking this out for many reasons. One, considering that I am a big fan of the other Stand. Oh, yes. The other one, the one from 1994. And I do truly love that one. Yes. Oh, indeed. You gotta love The Stand, baby. This one, man, I really dug, man. I mean, Gary Sinise, Molly Ringwald, and so many more. What a really great cast of actors and characters in this movie, and I really dug this miniseries quite a bit, man. I really did for the time that it was made. Yeah, it's probably a little dated now with the effects and maybe some of the dialogue and maybe certain representation of characters. Yeah, it was 1994. Give them a little bit of a break, guys. But I still really, really dig this one a lot. So I was very intrigued to compare this one compared to the 2020 version. So how did it really stack up against the 1994 version? Is it just as good, lesser than? It's interesting. I do think the cast here is really good. I mean, Alexander Skarsgård playing sort of the devilish character. I thought he did a fantastic, brilliant job here, man. I really loved him in it. He's playing devious, he's playing cruel. I do really appreciate what he did with the role. Whoopi Goldberg as Mother Abigail, I didn't think was as effective as I wanted her to be. I liked her presence in it, but not nearly as much as the 1994 version. I mean, some really great actors here. James Marsden, Greg Kinnear, Heather Graham pops up for a little while as well. I mean, some really great, solid actors here. So I think the acting overall is pretty decent and spot on. And they do a pretty decent job trying to update it to modern times, not entirely succeeding. I think the problem with this miniseries overall is it comes off as a little cartoonish at times. I mean, the 94 version is a little cartoonish too, so I understand that the miniseries, the material, is not exactly the most high profile Stephen King of all time, but updating it to modern times, I felt it was a little goofy at moments. I felt that it was a little long in the tooth at times. It felt that certain characters were dragged out with their storylines and others didn't have enough time to really shine. And the other problem with the miniseries is that it goes all over the place. Something that I really appreciated about the 1994 version is it's pretty straightforward. You go through the story in a very linear way, so it's not like you're hopping back and forth between one person's backstory to the next and vice versa, and this happened in the past and now this is the future. This movie does that, and I gotta admit, even somebody like me who is pretty much okay with those, it kind of confused me, and I was really left kind of feeling like, why are we doing this exactly? It didn't really hit me the way they were maybe wanting it to. Because the problem with it is, like, there's certain characters that you get to find out their backstory, you get to go back in the past with them, and then at a certain point in the story, there is no more character development to give. It's almost like they gave them, like, a half of an episode to really talk about their backstory and who they are and the circumstances that led them to be with the survivors. And then we got to get to the Mother Abigail, the evil being stuff. We have to get to good versus evil, and suddenly those characters become pawns, right? They have no more characterization. They have no more character development. They're basically just fodder for the story, and that kind of sucks, man. Because unfortunately, you build these characters up just to end up basically losing them in an instant and not really doing much with them. I thought the characterization was better done in the 1994 version. I felt you gotta understand those characters a little bit better. I thought they were used better within the story, and I cared about them a lot more. It wasn't like quick and then you really learn nothing else about them. I thought there was more humanity in the story in the 1994 version, and I think certain characters come off so much better in the 1994 version than in this. There's a particular character, especially towards the first half of the story, that I understand the motivations, why this person who at one point is sympathetic and then becomes evil, I understand why they are doing what they're doing. But I felt like, even though it might have been a little bit of a stereotypical thing in the 1994 version, I kind of appreciated that maybe a little bit more than what they did with this. It almost comes off as like cartoon Jokerish villain type of stuff towards the end, which I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it, guys. One of the problems with the miniseries is that it's very long and dragged out. I mean, it's The Stand, folks. If you've ever read the book, it is really, really long, man. It takes a while to read that goddamn thing, dude. It's almost like the Bible. So, yeah, I can see why it would be a long and dragged out miniseries anyways. But going back in the past and then the present really, I think, confuses you, and you don't get to have enough character development or a handle on the story to really care as much. That's why I really like the linear storytelling in the 94 version more than the 2021. I mean, you go back to the past, but the past doesn't really matter because you know some of these characters have survived. Yes, it's cool to see the backstory, and yes, it's cool to get the character development, but I would have much rather had it been a linear story, and that way you cared about what happened to them rather than knowing that it kind of feels almost like filler in a lot of ways. And then towards the end of the miniseries, it kind of gets really over the top and ridiculous and cheesy, and a lot of the emotion of the characters and a lot of the humanity of what's going on in the world tends to sort of go to the side to this big religious good versus evil big sprawling epic finale that kind of goes out with more of a whimper than it does actually with a bang. And so I mean, all of the goodwill that some of these miniseries have at times and this one does, sometimes the end doesn't always justify the means. You know what I'm saying? And this one tends to prove that theory a bit. It really does. It's a shame because I think the actors are really pulling their weight. I think there's some interesting ideas in here. I like how they updated to modern times, but I think a lot of the characters get shortchanged. I think the story ends up becoming confusing and feeling a little bit overly long and complicated and feeling like filler more than anything else. And it doesn't really come across as emotional or as satisfying as it really needs to be. And also, there's another thing that I was not exactly the fan of. There's a hint that the virus that is out there in the world, that basically it was Alexander Skarsgård that ends up being the one that releases it. In the 1994 version, that's not the case. It happens, and obviously they take advantage of a situation to maybe reinvent humanity. Here, it almost feels like it's sort of purposeful, and I don't really like that. I was not really feeling that, man. I understand the mystical aspects of the stand. I understand the idea of the out of the ordinary, extraordinary stuff that happens within it. But sometimes I felt that this 2020 version sometimes went a little bit too far with it. I would have rather had them pull back, but unfortunately, it's Stephen King, okay? And when Stephen King is involved, and he definitely was involved in this 2020 version, you know they're gonna really go for it. And they did here with mixed results, to be fair, man. And another thing that I didn't really like with this, and I'm gonna be honest, is that this has an extra episode or two more than what the 1994 version has. So basically, there's a whole entire episode which is an epilogue to the story. And I really felt like it was completely unneeded. It was an original epilogue that was written by Stephen King, and they ended up going with it. And it feels kind of like filler. It really does, man. Like a lot of the movie does at times. Basically, obviously, they survived it, and now Randall Flagg wants to come back for revenge, and there's this whole complication of him manipulating them, and yeah, I didn't like it, man. I mean, it had some interesting ideas and thoughts to it, but it felt tacked on because it kind of was, guys. I don't know. I mean, I have a very, very big love, very, very big love for the 1994 version, and I really do. And as I said, yes, it's a little out of date as far as storytelling is concerned and certain characters being represented, but I think the acting is a little bit better. I think the story is so much more emotional and impactful, and I felt like they really did a good job in paring down the actual book itself and putting together a really solid miniseries that, yes, has its faults at times, but I still feel like they did a much better job in handling the book here. And I think the characters get their just due. So for me, this is a much more stronger miniseries. It's a much more stronger adaptation in my mind. Again, not perfect, but then again, not all Stephen King adaptations can be entirely perfect, but this one does pretty damn well. Not gonna lie, man. It's as perfect as I think you're gonna get, man. I mean, I really do. With the 2020 version, interesting, and I like the parallels with what we're dealing with now with the coronavirus, which I think is completely a just happenstance, because I don't think they actually realized that when they were going to release this that there was actually a real pandemic happening at the same time. So complete coincidence on that one, guys. But that being said, yeah, I gotta say the 1994 version is so much more better with the characters and the situation and the overall story to it. This has some great moments and some great character beats in it, but I think it comes off a little too hokey and cheesy at times and not as impactful as I was really hoping it was going to be. It's intriguing. I was never exactly bored by the movie or anything. I was never bored by watching any of the episodes, but at the same time, I wasn't really feeling it either. So it's sort of half and half. I think you're not going to mind this miniseries. You're going to think it's a fine adaptation, but if you've seen the 1994 version, it's so much more of a stronger adaptation. If you've never seen it, then I think you'll still dig this, but definitely go back and revisit the 1994 version. So much better. I will say this, though, that not every Stephen King adaptation is created equal, okay? And I think you guys completely understand that. I mean, I do love a lot of Stephen King adaptations that have come out over the years, miniseries and movies. I mean, Rose Red, Storm of the Century, Kingdom Hospital. Yeah, there's good moments and bad moments in those, but I mean, even the movies, there's so many of them that are really amazing. Salem's Lot, The Shining, Stand By Me, Night Flyer, The Mist, Shawshank Redemption, and so much more, man. I can't say that every adaptation is great because not everyone is as good as it could be. Yeah, not all of them are fantastic. You know the one I'm talking about, guys. But that being said, I almost feel like when you adapt Stephen King, yes, the book stands on its own and rightfully so, but as a creator or a director, producer, you really have to develop these things outside of the author itself. And this miniseries, very much Stephen King was involved in it. And I almost feel that that's a negative because when you add Stephen King to the mix, yes, you want to honor Stephen King, but when you have him involved in here, I almost feel like it's a detriment to the story. You really need to create your own thing. You really need to end up not taking his material and straying too far away, but sometimes I think it's good when an author isn't involved at times. You look at something like The Shining, and yes, I know that Stephen King hates The Shining. He absolutely loathes it, but I think that was a moment where you had Stanley Kubrick coming in and basically saying, "Hey, look, I like the book and I want to adapt it, but I want to do my own thing yet honor you at the same time." And I thought that was a perfect merging of it that yes, Stephen King didn't love, but then again, you can't love all your adaptations either. But then again, you look at something like The Mist, where Frank Darabont came in and changed the ending completely, and Stephen King said, "My God, man, that ending is amazing, and I wish I would have thought of that." So in some ways, you have to take his material and you have to gel it to your own sensibilities. Yes, not losing that Stephen King flavor, but at the same time, making something that's going to stand on its own. And I don't quite think this one is there, guys. I'm not going to lie, man. It's got its moments, but I think the 1994 version is such the stronger of the two. I really do, man. It truly, truly is. It's a great curiosity to watch, but as far as superior, yeah, I can't quite say that, guys. Very curious as to what you think of The Stand and what you think of other Stephen King adaptations. Good, bad, ugly. Yeah, I've seen a few of the ugly ones. One of the more recent ones with Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, not so hot, guys. Ah, some are more successful than others, but you gotta hand it to Stephen King. He is the master of horror when done right. Indeed, he is, man. Very interesting and very solid selection overall. Not hugely amazing, but then again, it's a little bit tougher this week with physical media, but I'll take what I can get, guys. Tobin Bell as a creepy old man in the woods. Wow. What a real stretch. And I can't quite blame the guy, right? I mean, after you battle Jaws, okay, you want more. You're more bloodthirsty. You want to take out any evil motherfucker that gets in your way. Richard Dreyfuss has a point. And oh, what do I go with? Do I go with more of the heavenly life or more of the wicked world? I don't know. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg or Alexander Skarsgård? I mean, one is on The View, and the other was a vampire and has sex with Sookie Stackhouse. What do you think I'm going with? What do you think? Seriously, guys. Oh, look. The Walmart indie weirdness is back. Just a little bit. But I'll take it, guys. Indeed, I will, man. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough spot this time around. Indeed, it has. But hey, look. Any physical media is good physical media, and let's be real, man. When we're talking about in-store physical media, it isn't always the most plentiful, isn't always the most easy to find, but when you do, you definitely have to cherish it, and I try my very best to do so. I hope you guys do as well, but that is not the end of the physical media love. Hopefully, there is more to come with the fourth location, so let's head there. Hopefully, more to check out. All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and when it comes to the beast, prepare for the unexpected. Indeed, and when it comes to physical media in general, prepare for the unexpected. You never know what you're going to get on any out and about, especially when you go to none other than the Beast Best Buy, baby. Oh, yes, indeed, man. Oh boy, what are we going to have in store this time around at Best Buy? It wasn't half bad last week. We got some really nice things worth checking out. This time around, you got some really great new releases. You've got some really interesting 4Ks and perhaps maybe a steelbook or two. Those steelbooks sell out pretty damn fast, but maybe Best Buy still might have some worth checking out. Let's hope. The only way to find out is head inside. Let's go in and check it all out. Alright guys, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and I'm not gonna lie, I see no new releases at all. It's the same old stuff I've been seeing time and time again, man. I mean, they still have a ton of that 4K steelbook of Street from Hell, which I'm really shocked by, man. I mean, I actually think it's a good movie, probably one of Rob Zombie's better ones, and it's a cool looking steel. For $19.99, you'd think this thing would sell, but I guess not, man. They have a ton of that. They still have some Forever Purge. You do notice, though, that last week they did have some of that steelbook love for the first Space Jam. That's sold out. But you know what isn't sold out? Aha! I knew it, man. I knew this shit was not going to sell out. I knew it. God damn it, I knew it. Because let's be real, Space Jam is so much better than Space Jam: A New Legacy. Oh, yeah, man. This one is still sticking around, huh? Ah, well, I called it. I kind of knew this was not gonna sell well, man. It looks like Space Jam in general ain't selling well. The Blu-ray or the 4K or that damn steel. $34.99. That's just too damn high. That's for damn sure, man. Wow. Yeah, still quite a bit of that indeed, man. But no new release love yet. Okay. Where is it? Well, they do have a small blue standee for Free Guy, so that's at least something. Jeez. I mean, they do have the Blu-ray digital, they have the regular 4K, but they don't have the Steelbook. I'm assuming they sold out of that, guys. I mean, honestly, this Best Buy doesn't really get many Steelbooks anyways, so this is a pretty popular movie. Did you really think the Steelbook was going to last at this store? I highly doubt it, man. Better luck next time on that one. But hey, we still got some Free Guy love regardless, so that is a plus, man. I mean, jeez. This movie, man, I could see why it's as popular as it is, man. It is seriously one of the best video game-based movies ever. I mean, it really is, man. I mean, let's be real. There's not a lot of good video game-based movies. I mean, there is some that are guilty pleasures. Like, I happen to like Super Mario Brothers, but look, I realize that movie is not great, okay? But I happen to enjoy it. But then again, I watched it as a kid, so nostalgia, maybe something like that. I mean, Max Payne, the first Resident Evil, not bad, but the other ones, oof. Yeah, not so hot on some of that stuff, guys, not gonna lie. However, there is some that are really good, like Ready Player One. Ready Player One is awesome. Not based on a video game, but definitely video game-like. And the same thing with Free Guy. It's kind of weird, because movies that are technically not based on a video game, but has video game vibes, is better than ones that are based on video games. What the fuck? Seriously? Oh my god, man. Yeah, it's honestly the truth, man. I mean, I would love to see a Free Guy game, but I mean, hell, leave it as it is. I mean, I hear they're gonna actually make a sequel out of this. I'm kind of okay with that, and I'm kind of not. Like, I would have loved for this to just be a one-off, a really great one-off film, but look, money talks, bullshit walks, they're gonna make another one. Easy. That's just gonna happen, man. Though not all video game movies are completely terrible. I mean, the first Mortal Kombat is really good, and I do like Street Fighter. I know, I'm so in the minority on that shit. I know, man. Oh, not great. I know, it's kind of tough to make them, but if they could make him more like Free Guy, fuck, I'd watch the shit out of him, man. I really would, dude. And I gotta give Shawn Levy a lot of credit, man. Shawn Levy directed this movie. Gotta give the guy a shit ton of credit, because he's not exactly the most greatest filmmaker of all time. I mean, he directed the Night at the Museum trilogy. The first one, I actually kind of like the first Night at the Museum. The other two films, not so much. He directed that movie Just Married with Ashton Kutcher, which I really didn't care for. Wasn't my bag, baby. It really wasn't. He directed the first Cheaper by the Dozen. It's okay. I mean, he did direct Real Steel, though. I love Real Steel, man. Real Steel is great. With Hugh Jackman, that shit is awesome. I do really like Real Steel, man. And he did direct episodes of Stranger Things. I know he produces that, but this, honestly, I think this movie is probably one of his crowning achievements as a director. It's not saying a lot because he hasn't had a lot of really wonderful gems, but honestly, you better take it, man, because this movie's really fucking awesome, dude. And there's not many in his catalog that I can say is amazing, but this one, I kind of have to say is pretty damn cool, man. I mean, the movie works, and the movie technically shouldn't work. I mean, Ryan Reynolds should be really over the top here, almost parody-like. It should come off as a lame adaptation of Grand Theft Auto, but it works. It really does. And it's a Disney movie, man. That's the most oddish thing about it. It really is. I'm so glad that this movie found success. I'm so glad that it's really been received in the greatest of ways. Honestly, this is what a video game adaptation should really be like. This movie. Not this. Okay? LeBron, you could take a hell of a lot of great lessons from this fucking movie. Dude, my God, man. Take your Looney Tunes, the woke ones, and shove them up your goddamn fucking ass, man. I will take some Ryan Reynolds love any day of the week, baby. Any damn day. It does come with deleted and extended scenes, gag reel, welcome to Free City, dude versus guy. I love that, man. Oh, I won't give away what dude is, but oh my lord, man. You ain't never seen Ryan Reynolds like this, man. You ain't never seen a motherfucker like that. Oh, that's great, man. Oh, and more. Oh, great, man. This was such an enjoyment of a movie, man. This was so enjoyment. It was just pure fun, pure unadulterated entertainment. And I gotta give Ryan Reynolds a lot of credit, man. He really is coming into his own as far as knowing what projects to pick, because early on in his career, he was the funny guy, but he was kind of forcing it a little bit. Then he became the action guy for a short while, and that didn't really work entirely. Then he tried to be the romantic comedy guy, and that wasn't entirely successful either. Now he's sort of being the sarcastic guy, and sarcastic likable, I would say, and really pulling it off, man. He is slowly going back to action, though. I mean, he's doing that one with The Rock and Gal Gadot, and of course doing a few other projects here and there, like Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which is not exactly entirely the greatest. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it doesn't really light the world on fire either. I'm not gonna lie, man. Again, I watched it more for Selma Hayek than I did Ryan Reynolds, but the first one, though, is awesome. But Ryan Reynolds, you gotta hand it to the guy. When he plays sarcastic likable, he really does it well, man, and he's kind of actually perfected it in a really great way, man. He truly has, and this one perfected it to a goddamn T. Free Guy, what a great surprise, man, and one well worth diving into. And then over, oh my God, Jesus. I was gonna say over here, look at all the physical media. Oh my God. Wow, Jesus, who raided the pantry? Holy shit. I mean, they got Free Guy over here, they've got the DVD, but no Steelbook love. But where the hell is the other media? My God, man. Yo. Boy, man, somebody bled them dry big time. Holy shit. Mother's Hubbard's cupboard like a motherfucker, man. Jesus. Boy, this one is really empty in a big bad way, man. Yikes. Oh, let's see if they got anything else. Hopefully. And it ain't any better over here. Holy crap, guys. Whoa, look at this, man. Damn. It is really empty over here at the Best Buy this week. Damn. I mean, they have a lot of Free Guy, which seems to be the running theme here. I mean, they got a ton of copies of them, but nothing else. I mean, where's the other new releases this week? They have the Universal Classic Monsters 4K, a decent amount of it. Why isn't this sold out, man? People need to buy this stuff if you don't have it already. I mean, I know 65 is a little high, but it's Universal Monsters. Come on, man. It is some good shit, especially as a horror lover. Good shit indeed, but what about the Green Knight? The Halloween 4Ks? All the other stuff that was supposed to come out this week. Where is it all? Well, it ain't here. That's for damn sure. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, hey, if you didn't pick it up already, you could always pick up Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, no. No. Oh, man, that fucking bites. Damn. Okay. Eesh, the beast is one limp dick this week. Oh, and one more thing, guys. Before I was about to leave, they actually put up one copy of The Green Knight. One sad little copy of The Green Knight. But hey, at least they have more than just Free Guy. Damn, man. Good lord. Hey, one copy. Shit, I'll take it, man. Damn, dude. Good lord. Oh, brother, man. Because I definitely did want to talk about this a little bit more, especially when it concerns King Arthur. And there's a lot of really great King Arthur movies out there, or series that ends up involving King Arthur or the Arthurian legend. Yes, not everything is perfect. You remember that Guy Ritchie movie, King Arthur? Yeah, with Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, that left a bad taste in my mouth too, guys. Even the King Arthur movie, I think was back in 2004, 2005, somewhere around there, with Keira Knightley and Clive Owen. Not exactly terrible, but not amazingly great either. Half and half. I mean, ever since the old school animated Sword in the Stone, I've always been fascinated by the King Arthur legend. And I thought they've done it well in certain iterations. Like The Kid Who Would Be King, I thought had a really good sort of modern day twist on it that I really enjoyed. I think The Kid in King Arthur's Court, do you remember that one? I think it's from 95. Thomas Ian Nichols is in that. Kate Winslet. Great little film. Forgotten, but very, very cool, man. There was also First Night with Richard Gere and Sean Connery, which I really enjoyed that one as well. I thought that was really good too. There was Merlin with Sam Neill, which I thought was really cool, a really kick-ass. I really liked that one a lot too, man. I mean, even back in the day on a sci-fi series like Stargate SG-1, like season 9 and 10, they were doing a lot of Arthurian legend stuff with like the sword and how it fit in with the Ori and the villains and everything. I thought that was kind of clever and kind of cool, man. I mean, it's not always done completely well and not perfected in the best of ways, but when it is, it's actually kind of really exciting and really cool, man. And I kind of appreciate it. And I have to admit, I appreciate the twist of where they went with this, that it's not this big action spectacle movie. It's more of a slow burn, more methodical, mysterious. And I definitely can appreciate that, but there's a part of me that also wanted a little bit more. I guess for me, I want thinking man, but yet I want still to be entertained to a certain degree and be excited about what I'm watching. And again, I was just so bored to tears at times with this movie. I mean, that's not to say, again, that it's terrible, because it's got amazing cinematography. The acting is really well done here, and it's gorgeous to look at, but it wasn't really telling the story in an entertaining way that really kept me engaged. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad I watched it because it's a very artistic film that definitely needs to be experienced, but if you're into the Arthurian legend, if you're into a bunch of these more exciting films out there, I don't know if The Green Knight is really going to excite you as much as you might think. The trailers really hyped it up, but I think the movie itself, to me at least, was a bit of a letdown. A lot of really good elements, but it couldn't quite come together the way I wanted it to. It is a shame because it's got some interesting ideas. Just didn't quite gel the way I want Arthurian legends to do. Wonder what you guys think about that one, man. But, I mean, they do have some good special features. I mean, they have Boldest of Blood and Wildest of Heart, Making the Green Knight, Practitioners of Magic, title design, theatrical trailer. I mean, they have some really good special features here, which I really do appreciate, man. I'm always a fan of special features. Come on, guys. But will I ever really revisit this film again? I don't know if I 100% will ever really revisit it. I mean, maybe years down the line if I get back into Arthurian legend movies and do like a binge watch of them, but there are better Arthurian tales out there, and I just don't think this one really is in my top 5, top 10, maybe even top 20. It's not really even there, man. It's got some great ideas, some great cool fantasy elements, but between the slow, methodical pace of the movie, some of the mystery and intrigue that doesn't quite really come together the way I wanted it to, some of the actual story that felt sort of disconnected, I was really sort of left feeling empty-handed with the movie and kind of felt like the experience was kind of hollow for me. I wonder if it would be that way in a rewatch, but maybe years down the line I might do it. But I kind of want to know what you guys think. Where is your take on the Arthurian legend, the movies, and where does the Green Knight rank in that? You definitely got to let me know. I mean, I'll hand it to them with this, guys. They definitely were ambitious, and they tried their best, and they were trying to do something outside the box. But I'm not quite sure it 100% succeeded. Just saying, guys. Just saying on that one. I mean, it's good to at least see this here, other than just Free Guy. I mean, I was thinking we were only going to see Free Guy, and that was really going to suck big time, man. I'm glad they have a ton of that, but they don't got many stuff. At least they have one copy of the Green Knight. Hey, this week I'll take it, guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, I guess that definitely does do it now, guys. Let's head out. What the fuck? Holy shit, guys. Holy crap. Oh my god, man. Seriously? Jesus. Oh my god, they only have 2 of the main new releases this week. I mean, they have a ton of Free Guy. They've got the Blu-ray, they've got the DVD, they've got the 4K. You get a Free Guy, you get a Free Guy, you get a Free Guy. But there ain't much else, motherfucker. Oh my god. Good lord. I mean, at least we saw the Green Knight just before I was about to leave. I mean, somebody put one goddamn copy out there. Jeez. Oh, man. When the beast fails hard, they fail hard too. And man, this week, oh, it's kind of ugly, man. Yikes. That's all we saw. We didn't see any Steelbook love or any of the other releases, boutique stuff, other 4K Steelbooks that came out, you name it. Yeah, they had Jack, Diddley, Squat, Shid, Nada, Zippo, Zilch. The whole goddamn enchilada, they didn't have much of it, man. Good God. But you want to know what they do have, though? I'll tell you guys. They have TVs. Look at this. Oh, my God, man. TVs. The eye can see. Yo, so many TVs, man. In fact, you want to know how much TVs they have? More than what I just showed? Oh yeah, I will show you right over here. Look at this. Look at this. All of this, man. Damn, then they got more TVs. And more stuff. Holy cow, man. They are getting ready for Black Friday in a big bad way. They are stocking up on TVs like a motherfucker. Oh, God. But where is the actual movies to go along with watching them on your glorious 4K TV? They have some, but it ain't some of the new shit. Let me tell you. If I were to grade Best Buy this week, they'd be a low D-, baby. God. They definitely got to do their homework in a big bad way, man. Let's hope they improve a hell of a lot more next week. I mean, it's October. There are so many great new releases out there. Best Buy has got to step up their game, man. They've done it before, and I know they can do it again. The ever hopeful optimist that I tend to be at times, guys. Let's hope they improve their game. But until then, well, we've only seen 2 releases this week over at the Beast, and we were even lucky for that. The trials and tribulations of an out and about. Some week good, some weeks pretty damn rough. You know what I'm saying? Let's head home and finish the video. Alright, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. This rather crazy, wild ride of a week, guys. Indeed it was, man. And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you guys, because there's a part of me that kind of gets frustrated. Just a little bit. But I'm trying my best to deal with it. I really am, because I'm so passionate about movies. I'm so passionate about physical media that I literally want every store to succeed beyond my wildest imaginations. And when we get a week like this where I know in my heart of hearts that there's a lot of physical media to show off, and we don't get as much as I was really hoping for, that really bums me out, man, especially at Best Buy, man. I knew there was some really cool exclusive steelbooks, and I knew there were so many other releases that Best Buy should have, and I don't think they would have all sold out. Maybe they just didn't get any of it in, but I'm trying my best to not get frustrated over this stuff. And I used to get frustrated so badly, man. I used to get so angry and so upset by these stores not having the physical media that I know they could have. But I have to realize something. And I'm slowly coming to this realization, guys. And that is the fact that not every store is created equal. Not every week is created equal. And also, my hopes and desires and ambitions for physical media is not everyone else's. And some stores don't focus as heavily on it as I want them to. You guys know it. Some weeks you'll go into your Best Buys or your Walmarts and have a ton of stuff to see. Oh my god, so many new releases to check out, this title and this title. There's so much stuff here at the store. And then there's other weeks where, damn, I know there's a lot of stuff that's supposed to be out, but where the hell is it? Like, that's the frustration that I have, man. And no wonder online sales are as great as they are versus the in-store stuff, because they're just not carrying it the way they should, at least in my opinion, man. So, I went into Best Buy and I was so beyond frustrated, man. So beyond frustrated. I was like, I only saw one release and I'm searching around for more releases, and I'm thinking to myself, where is the media? like I'm checking behind every nook, I'm checking behind every cranny, man, and maybe we see one other damn thing and that's it. And I'm like, are you serious, man? Really? Oh, and I just was like, this sucks, because I almost feel like I'm letting you guys down. Right? I feel like I'm really letting you guys down, and that you guys expect more every single week. I expect more from me. And seeing that just really broke my heart, man. It really, really did. But at the end of the day, I think you guys understand, and I've got to understand, that this does not fall on me. I'm not the one stocking the shelves. I'm not the one doing the orders. This is on everybody else, man. And all I'm doing is showing off the physical media for good, bad, ugly, you name it. That's what I'm doing, man. So I was really hoping there was going to be more stuff to show off. I know there was a big week, but you can only do what the stores will give you. You know what I'm saying, guys? And so hopefully we'll see that some day down the line. But until then, better luck next time, I suppose, man. It's a hard lesson to learn. It really is a hard lesson to learn, because I want to show it all off for you guys. I want to show everything off, man. All the movies, all the exclusives, everything I can possibly show off, I want to do it. But I just have to realize at the end of the day that we don't live in a perfect world. Only wish we did, but we don't. So I gotta learn to go with the flow. I'm slowly learning that lesson, guys, but it takes a while. I'm a very passionate guy, okay? Slowly but surely. But hopefully we see more of that stuff in the future, guys. But in the meantime, look, there was a lot of great stuff coming out this week. I mean, on top of the big name releases, there was a lot of indie stuff, cool Best Buy exclusives, all that jazz, man. So hopefully you picked up something good. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, I got a few things worth checking out, worth definitely buying for the collection. And that, first off, is none other than Free Guy, baby. Yes! Picking up Free Guy, the Target exclusive for Free Guy. Oh, look at that, man. Very cool. On the back, Tsunami Studios. Ooh, love that. And on the inside, so cool. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's really cool with like the different rewards and everything and certain stuff within the game. Oh, that is awesome. And if you remember, it also came with some art prints, which was very nice, man. It came with this one right here. Very sweet, liking that one. And it also ended up coming with this art print as well. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Very, very nice, man. I really dig this movie, man. I really do. I thought it was awesome. You know, I gotta tell you, I am a decent sized fan of Ryan Reynolds. I'm not the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan. There are a hell of a lot more people out there that are diehards of this man. I am not so much. But when he hits it out of the park, I have to recognize that, guys. And Free Guy is one of those movies where this really blew me away, man. I was shocked how amusing it was, full of just great, fun entertainment, quirky characters. I love the video game aspects to the movie and how they utilized the video game style qualities of modern technology and putting them into this film. I thought it was just a hell of a fun movie and one that I just had a complete ball with, man. I love this. I think this movie is aces. And I was going to go into this movie thinking it was going to be this sort of spoof, parody, uh, almost like this no-brain blockbuster movie that I was going to groan at. And it was anything but. It was so fun. It's so incredibly entertaining. I can't deny how great this movie is, guys. It really is great. Like I said, they are doing a sequel. Money talks, bullshit walks. I understand. The movie made a decent amount of money and definitely will be getting more because people definitely loved it, me included. I guess we'll have to see if the second time succeeds just as well as the first time. But if it's anything like this film, I'm on board in a big bad way, guys. Oh, so good. And this Target exclusive, man, it is killer. It's great. Mind you, I didn't get to see the Steelbook at Best Buy, but I did look up it online, and I wasn't really a fan of the artwork. It didn't really grab me, but this one did. I really like this artwork of like him and sort of the accessories that he has. It's almost like a video game format. It looks cool, man. I definitely wanted to pick it up, so I'm so glad that I got a Free Guy in the collection. And the Target exclusive of that. Can't say I always get every Target exclusive, but when they hit out of the park, something I really want, I'm buying. And while I was in Target, well, I did notice some 4K upgrade love, if you remember. And there was one I wanted to pick up, so I decided why not. And let's be real, guys. A little Pacino love in the collection goes a long way. Indeed it does. What am I talking about? Pacino's legend. Any Pacino is good Pacino when it comes to your movie collection. And why not add to it with Carlito's Way. The 4K Blu-ray digital, baby. Oh, yes. Pacino, Penn, oh, Penelope Ann Miller, and so much more. Damn, what a great movie, man. And Pacino, come on, man. I mean, Godfather, Serpico, Scarface, Cruising. Oh, man, he is amazing. Devil's Advocate, and so much more. He is such a great actor. He is a class act. He's one in a million, baby. And I truly love Pacino, man. Almost any role that he does, he gives 110% with his acting ability, man. And this movie is the absolute same, man. He is amazing here. I love the characters. I love the drama. I love the crime aspects, the thriller stuff. Pacino does this shit well, man. He's got it down like clockwork, baby. Carlito's Way is one of the best. I mean, yes, it's not the most memorable compared to like the Godfather stuff or Scarface or anything, but it's not exactly the most underrated either in his filmography. I still think it's a movie that still deserves a lot of appreciation, more than it does get. But let me tell you, man, people watch this, they will love the hell out of it, man. The memorable lines, the iconic characters, so much to enjoy with this movie, man. And I'm so glad it getting a 4K upgrade. I have never had it in the collection before, never on DVD or anything like that. So might as well get some more Pacino love. And I mean, come on, guys. Any movie lover worth their weight in gold has to dive into Al Pacino, man. What a great, great dude. Son of a woman. Come on, man. Okay, Jack and Jill a piece of shit. But he's more iconic and less, the other way around, guys. But if you can get some Al Pacino love in your collection, why not do it? That's what I say, man. They did have a steelbook of this, an exclusive one for Best Buy. Of course, it wasn't at Best Buy. Of course, it wasn't there. But I could have gotten it online. I didn't really like the artwork. The artwork wasn't really speaking to me. The regular 4K is fine, man. But again, it's been a long time since I've seen this one, but I remember really digging the hell out of it, man. And if I'm going to do a revisit, why not do a 4K style? Indeed, baby. Definitely looking forward to this one in a big bad way. Oh, yeah. So, my due diligence for Target, not bad this week, man. Can't say I always buy from Target, but this time around, got 2 of them. Not bad. But last, and certainly not least, man, from Orbit DVD, man. And this one has been on the bucket list for quite a while, man. Oh, the 80s. There ain't nothing like it. Oh, indeed there is, because in a bowling alley from hell, there's only one way to score. With sorority babes in the slime ball, Bolorama. Oh, look at this, man. 88 films. Oh, my God. Oh, the 80s. Oh, God, you gotta love that shit, man. Damn. This one definitely has been on the bucket list. It's been one that I've been wanting to pick up for a long time now, and there's always been more things to pick up. There's always been other things that, went ahead in the line, and I just kept on waiting and waiting and waiting to pick it up. And one day I'm on Orbit DVD, as I tend to be quite a lot, guys, and I'm like, yeah, sorority babes. I did want that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So I said, what the hell? I'm going to pull the trigger, man. And I'm so glad I did, man. It's such a fun movie, man. And so many great people. I mean, Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer. Oh, man. So good. Directed by David Dakota. Oh, man. You can't beat it. Brink Stevens as well. So good. Old school 80s cult classic status, baby. Love it, man. Of course, it kind of reminds me of another one with that trio in it. Nightmare Sisters, anybody? Yes! Oh, God, I love Nightmare Sisters, man. These women, Brink, Linnea, Michelle, they were at the height of their sexiness, at the height of their sort of popularity at this time, man, and doing some really wild and crazy weird projects that, has honestly stood the test of time. And it's kind of weird to say that because, when you're making these sort of weird movies at the time, you don't really think that anyone's going to really remember them or care about them. But I think as somebody who loves these sort of cult movies, these sort of cheesy B-movie flicks, there's something so genuine and charming about them. There's no real CGI here. There's no crazy, animated effects or anything. It's just old school practical effects with old school charming, ridiculous, cheesy acting. And there's a certain charm to those movies back in the day that movies now just don't have. And it's hard to really quantify it, but it really is the truth, man. And it's movies like Sorority Babes that really make me nostalgic for that time period in a big bad way, man. Oh my God. It is a cheese fest. Okay? Absolute cheesy, baby. But I love a good cheese fest. I do, man. And this one is so great. I haven't revisited it in a long time, since probably like the VHS days. most likely. But man, I had to revisit this thing. And why not, man? Oh, so good. God. Too good, baby. Too good. That artwork alone. Sweet. Sweet indeed, baby. Oh my God. God, I just love the fucking 80s. Indeed, man. Oh. Cult classic. Gotta love it, baby. Got to love it. Indeed. I love my cult classics. Oh, boy, do I do. This week, little Target exclusive love, a little 4K upgrade, and B-movie 80s cheese. Not half bad. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk to you guys about something very, very interesting. An article from Salon. Legal battle over copyright to Marvel heroes like Thor and Spidey threaten the future of the MCU. Let's dive in, shall we? As of last week, Disney is now suing the families of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Gene Colan and other creators in an attempt to retain ownership of iconic MCU characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Loki, and others. The suit comes after Ditko's estate filed a notice of termination to Disney on Spider-Man, which would require Disney to give up its full right to the web-slinger in 2023. In addition to the Ditko estate, Disney and Marvel now face several notices of termination from comic book artists and creators and their heirs, putting the future of the MCU in jeopardy. Ooh, that's not good. The latest conflict between the MCU and comic book creators draws on complex copyright law, which allows authors and their estates to reclaim rights that were once granted to their publishers after a set period of time. According to Disney's lawsuit, the beloved MCU characters in question aren't eligible for copyright termination from creators and heirs because they were works made for hire by their artists on a freelance basis. Therefore, the superheroes aren't owned by the creators themselves, according to the attorney representing Disney and Marvel. Of course, while this argument might hold legal weight, it ignores how MCU favorites like Iron Man and Loki simply wouldn't exist without the labor of almost criminally underpaid comic book artists and creators. Regardless of their employment status by Marvel, legal precedent may side with Disney and Marvel, but the lawyer for the different creators and estates challenging Disney is determined to change this. In 2012, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, who created Superman, sought to reclaim copyright to the hero from DC Comics, only for the courts to side with DC Comics after years of intense litigation. Trying to get a lot of the superheroes out of the clutches of some of these major corporations is easier said than done, don't you think, guys? I definitely do. And while other creators like writer Ed Brubaker, who created the fan favorite Winter Soldier, haven't sued Marvel yet, they've been critical of the lack of financial compensation and credit given to them for their work by the media giant. There's nothing preventing anyone at Marvel from looking at how much the Winter Soldier has been used in all this stuff and calling up me and Steve and saying, you know what, we're going to try to adjust the standard thing so that you guys feel good about this. Yeah, that didn't happen, man. Yeah, not at all. It goes on to say the conflict between Disney and creators come amid a major year of jam-packed upcoming schedule for the MCU, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man No Way Home, and many others. As the success of Marvel Studios continues to explode around the world, it's time for Disney to consider what it owes its creators. Indeed, it just might, guys. It might indeed. So I wanted to talk about this because franchises are huge. They are gigantic. They are money makers. And no studio wants to lose a money maker. That is for damn sure. Look at something like Harry Potter for Warner Brothers, right? Harry Potter was making them all sorts of money, movies after movies after movies. Well, obviously, J.K. Rowling only wrote so many books, and so they had to only make so many movies. And then suddenly the Harry Potter cash cow was kind of ending. And they're thinking, well, let's do these prequel movies based off of this book that J.K. Rowling did. They're thinking about bringing the Harry Potter crew back for, that other sort of play that J.K. Rowling did. I mean, anything to keep the money train rolling, they are going to do. It's the same with Star Wars. It's the same with the Jurassic Park franchise and many, many others, man. I mean, like I've told you many, many times, money talks, bullshit walks. And this is the same exact thing, guys. I mean, even think about Friday the 13th, right? Because there was that whole huge legal battle between the writer and the director, who actually had the rights to it and all this jazz. Legal battle. They finally settled it, but I don't think that it's still 100% settled, because I don't think we're going to see a new movie anytime soon where these parties will come together for the benefit of the fans. You know what I mean? It's tough, because on one hand, I understand where the studios are coming from, right? Because these are popular properties. Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Spider-Man, Winter Soldier, you name it. They're popular characters. They make them money. Why would we stop the gravy train? It makes sense. It does. These studios have to make money at the end of the day. These characters do that for them. The films are popular, so you give the fans what they want, and you get to make money in the long run. Okay, cool, makes sense. But at the end of the day, though, you are screwing over a lot of these artists and creators that work their ass off to draw and create these characters the way we know them now. And nobody back in the day, I guarantee you, nobody back in the day, whether it was Steve Ditko or any of those guys, was ever thinking that any of these characters would have risen to the level that we see them now, right? Nobody would have ever thought, a character like Ant-Man was going to rise to the level that it did, or the Winter Soldier, you name it. Nobody ever expected that, right? Because, unless you have a crystal ball, you don't know what's going to happen in 2010 or some shit. You don't know. And so they were having fun creating these characters. They were having fun, putting together these storylines and designing them and coming up with the stories, and they were just being creative at that point. It's not until years later that the comic books became a huge thing. These comic book creators started to get the shaft. Hollywood comes calling, and so now a lot of these comic book companies end up, hey, sure, you want it? Fine, go right ahead. And they may give creators an initial payment to sort of keep them quiet and out of the way. But if you think of how much millions and billions of dollars that some of these characters have made, maybe it's time to rethink things a little bit. Maybe it's time to give the creators their just desserts, because we wouldn't have some of these movies today. We wouldn't have some of these iconic comic books without these characters. And we really have to praise these artists and these creators for doing that. And they have gotten the short shaft. At the end of the day, they really have, man. And yes, it's nice to be recognized. Yes, it's nice to be noticed that you created this character. But at the end of the day, you put your heart and soul into this. And companies have made billions of dollars off of your creation. Maybe it's about time you got a little piece of the pie. I'm just saying, I think it would be worth it for them to shell out a little bit. It's Disney, okay? I think Disney can afford it at the end of the day. I think there is a solution where you can pay some of these creators and still keep the content flowing. And you have to also remember that Disney and Marvel is kind of in a weird headspace right now, because obviously we've had Avengers Endgame, we've had all that stuff, and a lot of these characters now are not in commission anymore, right? Iron Man, Captain America, you name it. And so they're trying to put up new characters and make a whole new world going forward. But yet they don't want to lose those characters either, because they may in their back pocket, they might be able to do something with them, so they don't want to completely say goodbye to these characters either. At the end of the day, they're still cash cows. So again, why get rid of them if they're still potentially going to make money for us in the future? And so everyone's just getting lawyers and legaling up, and I just wish that we could come to some sort of compromise for the fans, right? Because at the end of the day, these legal battles, I understand why we do these legal battles. I understand that one side has this argument and the other side has this argument, and they're each have their own reasons for wanting to do what they're doing and want to win, and I get it and I understand it, and they have every right to do it. But at the end of the day, the real people that get screwed over is the fans. And it's the truth, guys, because we get screwed over. As I said, the Friday the 13th thing. There's so many legal battles that have went on that basically the fans have just haven't had a new movie in such a long time that we've lost out because of it. And I think this is another one of those instances as well where, we get so tied up in these legal matters of who controls what and who controls who and all of the money with it, that at the end of the day, why do we do this in the first place? Why do we put out movies? Why do these creators create these characters and these comic books and everything? They do it for the fans. I mean, there is a part of it, yes, they do it for the monetary aspect to it, the money stuff. I get that, but at the end of the day, you would not be known for who you are if it wasn't for the fans. You would not be making billions and billions of dollars off of your product, the movies, without the fans. You owe the fans at the end of the day. So I understand. I want the creators to get their own. I want these studios to still be able to make their product and make money. But I think we could try to solve this in a better manner than we are, man. And why can't we all just get along, damn it? Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we all live in harmony? Creators, studios, fans, everybody coming together for a common cause and common entertainment. Easier said than done, guys. Easier said than done, but I just wish there was better ways to do this. I understand where the creators are coming from, but once they get those properties back, if they do, what are they going to do with them? Are they just going to keep them, and are they going to just keep them in their back pocket and just never have those characters see the light of day again? If Disney wins, are they just going to ignore the creators and pretend that they don't exist and not give them the monetary acknowledgement that they deserve? And with all this legal stuff going on, what happens to the fans? The fans get the short end of the stick at the end of the day. So there's got to be a better way. But in order to do that, every side has to come together. And you guys know that that is just goddamn impossible, man. It really is. I'm curious as to what you guys think about this one. Again, I understand all the sides of the argument. I truly do. And they have a right to go to legal war, essentially. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a better solution to it. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see if that ever happens. If. What if? Oh, indeed. Alternate universes. Hopefully they're a hell of a lot better than this one. Oh, hopefully they are, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do, movie reviews, live streams, movie hunting like Dollar Tree hunts, and so much more. If you are a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. This is such a really amazing movie-loving community that we've all built together. Not just me, but you guys as well. The great comments, the feedback, watching all of the videos. I love what you guys give me, and hopefully I give the love right back to you. So if you have not subscribed yet, definitely do it. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I release a new video. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you guys want to send the channel any movie-related love, care packages, movie posters, physical media, you name it, you can do it. The P.O. Box is in the description below. I just re-upped for another 6 months with the P.O. Box. It's here to stay at least through the rest of this year and into early next year. And I cannot wait to see what you guys send me. You guys have been amazing with the stuff that you sent. Oh my god, man. I have never thought in my wildest imagination the stuff that you guys have sent me. You don't have to. It's not expected, but it is appreciated. And I know a lot of you guys have said, hey, I want to do something and send you stuff. Where do I do it? The P.O. Box is the place to send it, baby. So I cannot wait where those adventures take me next. So if you want to send anything to the channel, for me, Bob, John, Nick, Van, you could do it. Definitely send us some cool stuff. We are looking forward to what you send us next. Alright, guys. What a very interesting physical media week. Not as plentiful as I would have liked. But hey, there is always next week. So I will see you back here next time for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.